Sitting on the desk.
I don't understand.
Someone might have left.
Okay, thanks.
Teaching styles.
Yeah. I guess that's not. I have one.
So what happened to all the smart kids?
Now I'll actually learn something here in class. We have notes. Not gonna lie, I'm excited. I never learned these. So I fail all the tests because I don't remember last year.
Do you guys all have your own graphing calculators?
No. Well, it's in my backpack.
No, I do not have it right to me.
Do you want to run? Do you have it in your locker?
No.
Because we need them today. Bring them every day. Oh, and if you don't have one, I have a couple that I can loan out.
I lost mine.
Really?
You do.
I can't find it.
Really?
I lost it in stats. Kelsey, can I have one, please?
Did you ask Mr. Ilias?
Yeah.
What did he say?
They didn't have it.
What did Mr. Ilias think of you?
I'm a good student, he says.
Does he? I'll have to ask him. I will.
They just changed our seating chart around,
I wonder why.
and now I'm not happy.
Good.
I get to read some notes. Someone's passing
Does
notes.
anyone need a calculator? You want to come up and grab one? Because we do need one today. Okay?
Examples.
Does it?
Read the second one. Example of stereo waves.
You wouldn't be able to use it on the test.
No, the second one.
Yeah, I
The
lost
second
my
one.
calculator.
One after that.
Or do you
That's
want
not
to
a That's a fact.
That's true.
That's a
I
fact.
don't know what mine is. Great, huh? I probably left it, bro.
These kids
I
are
go check
cat.
my lunch.
Really?
Yeah, these kids
Here,
are
you
cat.
want to get some?
I guess. You don't have Christmas lights, like.
Is that?
Let me show Jordan.
Does that-
Let me show Jordan.
Read the second one. Your cat is. Read the top.
It's super full.
Okay, everybody has a calculator? All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started.
That's a stereo.
So Mr. Seifert tells me that you guys just finished with chapter 5. We are starting chapter 6 today, and it is kind of a long chapter. It goes through 6:10, so it'll be a bit. So yeah, that's a quiz, and then we'll do 6:7 through 6:10, and then we'll have a chapter test. Okay? Have you guys ever heard of logarithms? Okay. Logarithms is a big topic of Algebra 2, and that's what this chapter is on. Today and tomorrow are more on just exponential functions, things that I think you've seen before. But then when we get to Wednesday, we're going to be learning about logs. Okay?
I like logs.
All right, so we are going to learn today how to graph exponential functions. Do you guys feel like you're pretty good at a graphing calculator, pretty good at graphing lines? Okay, we'll go over it today. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be graphing exponential growth and decay graphs. So you're going to have a graph that kind of levels out and goes up, or levels out and goes down, okay? Exponential growth, what you're going to find, the general form of it is going to be b to some power, okay, x. And b, when you're doing this, quiet please, b, when you're doing exponential growth, is always going to be greater than 1, okay? When it's an exponential decay problem, your b is between 0 and 1. So what that would look like is b might be 2/3 or 1/3 or 1/2 or something like that, okay? Did you guys know this? If you have anything to the 0 power, it's 1. So if you had x to the 0 power, it's 1. So we're gonna try this, and I'm gonna open up my graphing calculator. Just give me a second.
My pencil's not working already.
Hey, yo, you got a second calculator?
What do you mean?
Nah, I don't need it.
Oh, because you don't have one, you're saying. I actually don't.
That's all right.
Are you sure?
Mhm.
You have mine, Kate.
Nah, I don't need it.
I gotta go look for mine in Sect.
Nah.
They have mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You aren't the only person who does that.
Yeah, he said.
Oh, I haven't done anything.
Okay, so if you guys would take out your graphing calculators, we are going to graph the first thing. And so we're gonna go to y equals up in the corner, and we're gonna graph 3 to the x power. So do you know to go like 3 and then this up arrow?
Carrot.
Caret to the x. X is right here. And then you have to use this button to get off of the exponent up there. So you're gonna go to the right, and then it's +1. Everybody got that? Yes.
Mine looks different.
Because you got an old calculator. It's probably a TI-82. Slow old ancient.
Yeah, that is right. It looks different, but it is right. Okay. This one is the color edition. So, Owen, what are we doing?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right, so one thing that I think you guys all know, do you know like if you ever want to get your axes to be -10 to 10 and -10 to 10, did you
You go
know?
second format.
Oh, I just do Zoom 6. Did you know that?
I know that.
So that is a quick way to go -10 to 10 and -10 to 10. Okay, so do you all get this graph?
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to make a chart. If you look at your notes, we want to label what the points are from -3 to 3. So I don't know how, have you guys done tables on
Second
here?
graph.
So if you go, we're gonna set our table up first. So let's go second window. And we want to start at -3. So you could start really at -10 if you wanted to, but the big thing I want to do is count by 1. So where it says change in table, that's how you're going to count. And I'm going to count by 1. Oops, that was not what I wanted to do. Okay, so everybody got that?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to hit second table and get those numbers. So I'm going to copy down from -3 to 3 these numbers. Okay, does everybody understand that? Anyone have questions on that? Okay. So yeah, I went second graph to get the table. Is everybody here? Matt, what do you mean? Did you set up your table? To do that, you can go second window. And that really,
I'll help you with that.
Yeah.
if you go -3,
Ancient. Oh.
be nice.
You guys are.
You got it, I got it.
Did it ever go on?
Yeah.
Okay, Nolan, you can take a seat.
Can you go back to your table? I have different answers than you got on this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
go off right now.
Yeah.
Read the second after.
Okay, now I'm just gonna go back to my notes and copy those numbers down. So in your assignment today, the things that when I ask you to graph, I want you to make a table from -3 to 3.
That's long.
I want you to tell me what the asymptote is, what the domain is, and what the range is, and do the graph, okay? So I'm just gonna copy these down super quick. Okay, so first of all, -3, we go up just above 1. -2, again, a little bit more above 1. -1 is about 1 1/3. 0's at 2. 1 is up 4. 2 is up 10. And then 3 is off the charts, okay? Every graph that we do today is going to have something that's called an asymptote, okay? And how you find what that is what is right here. Whatever is added or subtracted to your equation is what is going to be where your asymptote is. So down here where it says asymptote, your asymptote is going to be y equals whatever this is, which in this case is 1. And what that means is, like, if you can think of this as a zigzag, dashed, you can think of that word, line here, okay? What we have is a graph that will not go below y equals 1. So that's what the asymptote is about. So you always kind of want to keep that in mind when you're graphing it, because you don't want to go below that asymptote, okay? You probably noticed so far this year, did you notice your domains are always all real numbers? Have you noticed that?
Not always.
Domains so far should be all real numbers, but the range can change, okay?
Wait, isn't the domain what?
No, the range is y. So your range, when you go to do this, is going to be where you're going to look at your asymptote. It's either going to be y is greater than 1 or y is less than 1. And isn't our graph y is greater than 1?
Yeah.
So that's what goes here. Is that easy enough?
That is so easy.
Yeah.
Isn't it y is greater than or equal to? Because if you go
If it will never touch it. It might round it to that, but an asymptote means that it's going to approach it, but it'll never touch it. Okay? All right. So let's go to this, and let's go to our calculators and graph and plot this in. Okay? So give me 1 second. I'm going to check. I'm like 99% sure what I just said to Grady, but I just want to make sure.
Yo, what's an x plus 3? Is that just 3x?
No, it's x plus 3. Yeah, it's supposed to be just greater than. Okay, what was I doing?
You're checking that thing for grade.
Okay. All right, so let's go here. Go to y equals, clear what we had, go to up arrow, and it's x plus 3.
Minus 5.
And then you have to do that right arrow to get down from the exponent, and then subtract 5. And then you can look at what the graph is, okay? And to get to the table, you do second graph, okay? Everybody good there?
Uh-huh.
All right, so do you guys have the same numbers as I do for like -3?
No, I had like 50
Yeah.
and stuff.
Are you
For
serious?
number
Yeah.
3. Yeah, he did. For -3 or number 3?
Like, what's the question?
Did you put your x plus 3 all up
I don't know how to
above?
do that.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you know what? On the black calculators, you may have to put it in parentheses.
I did that.
It's just
No, it's
weird.
right.
Okay, then you do.
So when you guys did the 2 up arrow, x plus 3, if you have an older calculator, did you put it in parentheses, the x plus 3?
I did.
Now hit graph.
This was right.
That's never.
-5, -10, -20.
No, that's.
Those are not even close. Wait a second. Wait.
You had a -5.
It is
Are you sure you
I put, yeah.
You have,
You
It's not right.
you had negative.
Well, that's why.
Yeah, big.
That's why.
Okay, are we all good? Now, by looking at, okay, if you guys look just at the equation, where would you think that asymptote would be? Above -5, okay? So we can go down here, our asymptote, because this is -5, our asymptote is at y equals -5. And I'm gonna write these numbers in really quick. Okay, and then I'm gonna graph. And what I would do, yeah, Brady?
Do we have to put y equals for the estimate?
Yes. Because it's, if you just said -5, that's just a point. You, yes,
I
Brooklyn?
thought -1 when x is -1, y is -1.
Did you get the other numbers to be
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
You're right. You're right. I copied that wrong. Thank you.
She's copying it and she's still getting it wrong.
All right. Thank you. Now let's go ahead and plot what we can. So -3, we're going to go down to -4. -2 down to -3. Shh. -1, -1. 0 up to 3. And 1's off of the graph. Now, I have to be careful when I extend this graph. You have to remember that at x equals -5, I can't go below that. So do you guys understand what I mean by that? Even though we don't have points, that we don't know these points, we know they keep getting closer to y equals -5.
What if we draw an arrow off? Just so you just know.
What do you mean?
Like, we put an arrow on the dots and making the line.
No. And that's another thing, if you haven't had me before, I'm super picky about graphs. You have to fill the entire graph. Okay, so you can't just stop right here with an arrow. You need to show me that where it's going to go, both up and down, okay? All right, my domain is always going to be all real numbers. Did he do a capital R or did he write it out? Either way is fine. And then the range, do you guys know what it would be?
Y is greater than -5.
Y is greater than -5. Good.
I'm a genius.
All right, so let's go to this one.
When you have
Now, I know with -1/2, you guys, you could just type in -0.5, but let's pretend that you can't do that because there could be something where you get like -3/8. Okay, so we're gonna put this in parentheses, our fraction. And then when we go 5 and up, if you have an older calculator, you're gonna have to put the x minus 2 in parentheses, okay? So I'm gonna go to my calculator. go to y equals and clear what we already did and put in this next one. So I'm going to put the -1/2 in parentheses. Okay. And then we have 5 up arrow. Now you guys, if you have the older calculator, are going to do the x minus 2 in parentheses. If you have the color edition like this one, you don't have to do that. No, I'm not, I promise. Now, think about this. Just looking at this, you guys, where is our asymptote going to be?
The yolk.
Is there anything added or subtracted? So where do you think it would be then? 0. At y equals 0. So if we hit our graph, is that what it looks like too? Now, the reason this goes down, do you see how this one goes down? It's because it's a -1/2. That's why, okay? So let's do our table, second table. Now, here's another thing I need to explain. When you have 2e to the -4th, that means like 0.0002, okay? That just means it's in scientific notation. And it's -0.0002. And then the next one is -0.0008. So if it's e to the -4th, that means there's 3 zeros. If it's e to the -6th, it would have 5 zeros. Does that make sense? So,
How are we supposed to graph this, bro? Never mind.
okay,
Yeah.
so let's write in what we know. This one is -0.0002, -0.0008, -0.004, -0.02, -0.1, -0.5, and -2.5. Okay, and we already said our asymptote is y equals 0. So let's go ahead and plot what we do know. Now here's another thing, you guys. In this one, it's hard to tell where you go next. If you want to be sure, like I would be fine with this if you guys just kind of went like this and just estimated like, okay, I think it goes down like that. But if you ever want to find, you can just go to your table and go down and see like, okay, 4 is all the way down at -12.5. So you can do that. Now, if I go back to my notes, my domain is my x's, and every x is going to have a point. So that's all real numbers. Do you know what the range would be?
Y is less than 0?
Yes, thank you. Y is less than 0. Okay? All right. So, let me think about this. I think I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna give you an assignment. Yes.
Why did you ask us for a domain if it's always on
Just make sure you know that. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do, you guys, is we're gonna skip to example 5. So just because that's kind of with what we're doing, and then we'll finish this lesson tomorrow. So actually that will push off your quiz will be now next Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gone next week.
All right. So an exponential decay function is, so we did exponential growth so far. Exponential decay, the only difference is whatever your b is going to be between 0 and 1. it would be a fraction or a decimal between 0 and 1. And when you do an exponential decay, it's going to start up high and then kind of flatten out as it goes. The other ones would start low and grow. Okay? So let's do this one. Y equals 1/3 to the x. And put the 1/3 in parentheses. Yes. What do you mean? Just put the 1/3 in front. Oh, you're saying the points?
Yeah.
2. Okay? So we're gonna go left parenthesis 1 divided by 3 parenthesis up arrow x graph. Okay? And then if I do my table, this is what Nolan was asking, is what decimal point. I always have you round to 2 decimal points. Okay? So we call this 0.33, 0.11, 0.04, and so on. So if I go back and put these points in, we'd have 27, 9, 3, 1, 0.33, 0.11, and 0.037 or 0.04. Do you guys know what your asymptote would be in this one?
Yeah.
Yep, it would be y equals 0. Okay. And then all real numbers. Okay. So the -3 we can't graph on here without changing our numbers. We're going to leave that one. -2, we're down at -9. +9, sorry. -2, we're up at +9. -1, we're up at 3. At 0, we're at 1. At 1, we're at 1/3. At 2, we're at 0.11. At 3, we're at 0.037. And we know that our asymptote is going to be at 0. So that is what our graph is going to look like. Okay? And what would you think your range would be?
Y is greater than 0.
Y is greater than 0. Now, I'm just going to check. I think the rest of what I have is just 3-word problems. So we will wait for those until tomorrow. And so I think for the first day, we're going to stop there.
Yes.
And
You have a textbook assignment?
we do.
I didn't bring my book.
Yeah.
I returned my book. But in this class is gonna be fun.
We can play that.
Yeah. Me and Matt got
I got mine too.
Yes.
it.
Most of the
Kevin, you gotta
time,
get
we
your
will
textbook.
use our textbooks by. No, because it never touches it, it just gets super, super close. So it's not equal to it, it's just greater than. Yes. Yep, all of them would just be greater than our best.
So I need my textbook.
Yes. Yep. Yes. Yes.
Yo, guys, she was after you.
Why do you have like 3 recycling cans and some teachers have none?
I don't know.
Did you buy these or did they give them?
They gave them to me.
Yes, you recycle.
I guess so. Laura, are you okay? Do you have any questions for me at all? Oh, I should tell,
Not really.
not really? I should tell you the assignment. So I'm going to keep you on until I figure out the assignment, okay? So give me
Okay.
1 second.
Yeah.
Should move to work.
We'll get someone done on
Well, yeah, I don't want to fix that. It costs more.
Yeah, obviously.
You gotta bring her in.
I know. Hey, yo, I got graph paper.
Up in the right-hand corner, upper left, right-hand corner.
Hey, yo, anybody got notebook paper I can use?
Oh, shoot, we need a notebook.
Yeah.
I gotta move back.
All right, do you guys want to copy this down? Is it not there?
Thanks, dog.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions.
Heater.
Where'd you go from? You have some more graph paper? I didn't get it. You're one short for Matthew.
Thanks, Carly.
You try to fit the whole place, the rest of your work on the graph
She's
paper,
so quiet.
you know, like the domain, the range, the asymptote, and your table, that's okay, but you have to fit all of that on there. For each question, you need the table, the graph, the domain, the range, and the asymptote. No,
You have to write the graph too.
yes. Hence,
Yo, we're starting on page 377.
Everybody has slammed my finger.
If you were I'm gonna work on the assignment.
Hey, yo. So we need the graph.
just like the notes.
So one.
Hey, Petey, I'll do the first 3 if you do the second.
Can you say that right in front of the people?
Oh, I purposely did.
I'll do that first one if you do the class,
How you
We won't tell anybody. Bobman, do you have?
What did you call me?
Fine.
Oh, I thought you said bot man. And I was like, what? Do I what? Not many, but some.
You don't have the projectors though.
I think, well, I don't know. Why, you don't like those?
No, that's a little easy one. Have you seen my house? We got so many Christmas lights.
Well,
We're gonna put more up, but then they were not ready.
Laura, Laura, do you have any questions for me at all?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna close out of here then. Did you get the assignment?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.